getting into Vanguard tournaments.
Take a look at who I am now. I'm stronger than ever. And if you ever doubted me, you should've known better.
So we are now at episode 4 of Start Playing Vanguard. By now you know the rules, you have your deck, you know a bit about deck building, and now of course you want to start attending some tournaments and getting better at the game competitively. Now if that's nothing for you, that's fine as well. Enjoy your kitchen table, casual matches and so forth with friends, that's all cool. But this episode specifically is about tournaments. So in the West we have 3 types of Bushiroad official tournaments. We have locals, shop challenges, and then the BCS, the Bushiroad Championship Series. Now technically we could also add worlds, but that's another beast entirely. Now locals is usually a handful of people, just casual fun, nothing is really on the line, floor rules aren't very strict, a take back is sometimes okay with friends. A take back is in like you play a card and you go, oh, I didn't want to play that, I take it back. It's overall just laid back, generally not seen as a big deal by anyone. Like winning, sure, it's fun, but competitively no one really cares. It's just having a good time and improving at the game basically. Usually Bushiroad will send your shop some promos, and Bushiroad may also list the shop on their site so that people know, oh, if I want to play Vanguard close by, this is a shop I can go to, but nothing major beyond that. Now next up we have a shop challenge. There's generally a bit more people, it's still pretty casual, slightly more is on the line but still not a lot. Floor rules are slightly stricter, generally there are no takebacks unless you're really all friends who are just having a good time. Winning one is generally still not seen as a big deal to most people because it's just a slightly larger locals usually. Competitively still almost no one really cares. But as I said, there's a bit more on the line and it also depends on which season we're in, but more on that later. Now finally, there is the BCS or Bushiroad Championship Series. These are regional championships. They are the largest Bushiroad events. They are competitive. Floor rules are the strictest. No takebacks whatsoever. And topping one is generally seen as a big deal. The lists from these topping players are usually copied by loads of people. And well, competitively speaking, people basically care. Doing consistently well at these should be your main priority when you're trying to be competitive in the game. Now finally, as I said, we could also add worlds. You qualify by going top 3 in a single player BCS. The strictest rules, hyper competitive, stress as fuck, but let's keep going. There are 2 seasons when it comes to Bushiroad competitive games. You have spring and fall. Now, don't let this distract you because they're not actually tied to the seasons. Spring is usually the first half of the year, like from March till July, I guess. And then fall is like the second half of the year from August till December. Bushi has been running specific tournaments in these seasons consistently. Sometimes something may have changed, but for now, things look to be the same across the board. Now, locals are held all the time, so that's completely separate from these seasons. But the other 2, they are tied to the seasons. So of course we first have Spring or Springfest. There we have those shop challenges we spoke of earlier. Every participant gets a card, a participation card, let's say. You can also win a certificate by going first, and you can also win a coupon by getting first, and you can also win a coupon which you can trade in at a BCS level event for an exclusive card or now a gift marker. But more importantly, we have the regional championships, also known in spring as Team League. These are BCS level events. You enter with a team of 3 players and each member of the team has a different clan. So you can't have 3 Kagero players, you all have to have a different clan. Each player plays best of 1, meaning you play 1 game against the opponent and then the team with the most wins wins the match. So 2 teams against each other, each team has 3 players and then the team with 2 winners or 3 winners wins. Now after these rounds, Swiss rounds, usually 6 to 8 rounds depending on how many people there really are, they then do a cut to top 8, meaning the top 8 highest ranked teams play against each other and then it's single elimination. So the second you lose, you're out. From there the top 4 gets an exclusive top playmat and usually also a certificate, and the winning team gets prize cards. Now these are hella prestigious. Usually when you have a prize card, like, people care. These usually sell for anywhere between $150 to $300 depending on, well, how important the card is really. These are full art. These have the special champion stamp, so people know, okay, this is actually a card that had to be won at one of these major events. So people really care about winning these. Sometimes you also get medals or trophies depending on the region. For example, I've been seeing the US usually gets trophies in the tops, but then the EU got medals. And then the US has also had some medals, but then different medals. So overall, it does depend on your region, but you can expect something more than the prize card. Now, these Springfest team leagues are pretty competitive, but they're not as competitive as what we'll get to later on in the video. Now, for fall, we have the fall qualifiers. So first of all, we have those shop challenges again. You get a participation card. You can again win a certificate, but instead of winning that coupon we spoke of earlier, you can now win a buy card, which gives 1 or 2 buys, also known as free wins of round 1 and round 2 at a BCS in that season. That card is tied to the winner's name, so you can't just sell it or something like that. So this means these shop challenges are more competitive because a buy has value at a big event and is way more important than a fancy coupon card. Speaking of those big events, even these big events are more important because the regional championships in fall are not team-based. These are single players, and these qualify you for the World Championship. So as I said, single player, not teams in the fall qualifiers. Again, you have your regular Swiss rounds, and then after that there's a top 8 cut with again single elimination, meaning you lose once, you're out. The top 8 gets an exclusive top playmat, the top 4 gets a certificate, the top 3 gets medals, but more importantly qualifies for the World Championship. So you need to go top 3 at a BCS in fall to qualify for Worlds. And then the top 1 gets again a prize card, super prestigious, and gets a sponsored trip to the World Championship. This is basically the most prestigious kind of tournament in the game because you can actually win a free trip to Japan and then play in the World Championship. Now, Worlds qualification has changed quite a bit over the years, but the fall-spring setup has been relatively consistent. So this is the general flow of these competitive seasons for Bushiroad, but of course, it all starts with locals. So if you're going to your very first tournament, make it a locals or a shop challenge, nothing too big just yet. Tell people you're new, they'll be nice. Don't worry about your standing like in the cuts in the beginnings. You just want to get a feel for the general flow of the tourney, how everything is run, and just have fun. As you get used to that, you can start going for that local or shop challenge win, attend the nearby BCS, and just keep on improving. So that is all for today. Hope you found this interesting. This was episode 4 of Start Playing Vanguard. Make sure you subscribe to the Solemn Vanguard channel for more. Click the bell button to stay up to date, and I will see you soon. Ciao.